Yes, mate. Oh, that deserves a picture.
He's known as the Supervet.
You all right, mister?
That's good. It's going to make you stand again.
Very gently hold that.
His extraordinary vet practice and cutting-edge procedures
Hi, mate. 25 years ago, I would have said it was impossible.
have saved the lives of thousands of the nation's pets.
Oh, that's so good.
Well done. Good girl. Good girl.
Professor Noel Fitzpatrick and his team are constantly developing new treatments where other options have run out.
All right, all hands on deck. Let's get into theatre now. Nothing about this fracture is textbook. This is totally unpredictable.
And when hope fades,
I'm not telling you that he has to be put to sleep, but I am telling you that we do have some big decisions to... I'm sorry.
Noel continues
All right, let's go.
to search for medical solutions,
I'm not God. I am just a bloke trying to do his best.
Come on then, baby.
offering a chance
I've got my dog back with bells and whistles on.
against all the odds.
It's okay, Baba. It's okay.
I just think it's amazing. Amazing.
Yes.
For many coming through the doors at Fitzpatrick Referrals, animals are more than just furry friends.
The bond you form with a pet is incredibly special. It's a two-way street. You nurture them, you feed them, you look after them, but they give so much in return.
They don't judge us. They give us unconditional love.
When you're in the lowest places of your life, or sometimes the highest places, the animal is always there with you.
They really, really contribute to the happiness in life.
Here to see Noel today is a little dog who has a very special purpose in life.
Got fluffy little Liz. Hi. I spoke to her on the phone. Hello. Olive. Yes. Take a seat, my love, and won't be long. Lovely. Thank you.
2 days ago, Olive lost the use of her back legs.
She's like a seal pup dragging herself along. Got in touch with the vet and they did an x-ray this morning. There's problems with the discs in the middle of her back, hence we've ended up here.
The 8-year-old wire-haired Dachshund is Laura's closest companion.
People just expect us to be together. We're just like this team all the time. So if she's missing, there's something wrong usually. And she's so portable, there's no excuse why I can't take her everywhere. Restaurants, she likes a pub, don't you, Olive?
Olive works with Laura as a therapy dog at a girls' school in Kent. She began her career at just 12 weeks old.
What they see is unconditional love. They've got someone they can trust and cuddle and have security with if they're talking about something that's difficult.
If you have an argument at home or a problem and you don't have to talk to anybody about it, you can talk to them about it and Olive just make you happy.
We've had a number of children who've had slightly trickier situations to manage where Olive has been very useful just to make them feel safe in the environment, to start working through the things that are really bothering them. She's done more as a helper to me than I could have ever imagined.
He's like Olive the Wonder Dog.
Hi, Laura.
Hello, hi.
Nice to see you. Come on in.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, I believe you're just in from work, are you?
Yes.
Okay, let's have a look. Oh, that's it. Just pop her on there. That's it. Okay, so just encourage her to walk forward for me.
Come on then, baby.
Okay, so she's not able to get up. Okay, that's fine. Just hold her head. I'm going to have to squeeze her toe and see does she feel it.
Okay.
Just hold tight. Yeah, she can still feel it. She can still feel it, so that's good. Her problem is very common in this breed. Because of chondrodystrophism, which is the genetic trait that gives them long backs and short legs, their discs seem to have a propensity for leaking. When the disc explodes and it hits the spinal cord, it does damage, which is why it's important you're here quickly.
Yes.
When you're told that the dog is going off his legs, it's an emergency.
An MRI scan will reveal which disc is the cause of Olive's spinal problem and help Noel decide how to proceed.
Given that she's already off her back legs, it's highly likely that surgery would be indicated.
I've just got to deal with my separation anxiety. I'd gathered everything up that I think she might need and they'll go, she can't have any of that. But I've brought it in just in case. So she's got Foxy. I mean, she's had that since she was 12 weeks old, and that's her bed to lie on, and her food's in there. I've just sad mother.
Exactly as I suspected.
Yeah.
So we've got a disc extrusion in the middle of the back.
Okay.
And we can see here where the disc is coming out, there. With a pile of crud here pushing the cord over to this side. In some exceptional circumstances, when the disc really comes out and hits it like a punch to the head, we can get what's called myelomalacia, where the spinal cord deteriorates anyway, regardless of what we do.
Okay.
And then the patient just goes downhill and becomes paralyzed completely and can't even feel the back legs. That's a hopeless prognosis.
Okay.
Surgery offers Olive the best chance of being able to walk again.
I will get the stuff out. What I can't control is what happens to the spinal cord after that.
He's said about the risks, I get that. I'm hoping that she's not that minute percentage, but it could happen, and I have to be ready for that.
Laura has decided to leave Olive to have her operation tonight.
No case that we see at Fitzpatrick's is the same. We have to treat every case differently.
Animals can't tell you there's a problem, so we need to always expect the unexpected.
Fitzpatrick Referrals, orthopaedics and neurology. How can I help?
An emergency case has been referred to the practice.
No, that's fine. Don't worry. We will keep an eye for you. I have checked Jazz in for you.
Last night, 2-year-old cat Jazz was involved in an accident.
I found her lying on the front doorstep. I picked her up underneath and I could feel in my hand immediately that it was wet, and I could see there was blood on the doormat.
X-ray pictures from Sarah's emergency vet revealed the extent of the injury.
It's her left hind leg. It's awful. What's happened to the femur is it's broken into 2 pieces, but both the pieces have broken off at either end as well, with a really nasty sharp edge sticking out through the skin.
Hello.
How are you? Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
I know.
She's in quite a lot of discomfort, isn't she?
She is. She really is.
So tell me what happened, please, Sarah.
I got her to the emergency vets about 9:30, and he took one look at the injury and he said it's most likely she's been hit by a car.
And your vet took an X-ray picture last night? Let me see.
Yeah,
they have
that
that
one.
one as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can see here that that's a nasty fracture of the femur. And if we look at this other X-ray picture, yeah, that's not pretty, is it?
No, it's just a mess.
It's bad, but most fractures are treatable.
Okay.
It doesn't mean it's easy, but I've seen much worse than that.
Jazz has a complex fracture, but Noel must also look for other possible injuries caused by the accident.
I'm going to have to recheck that chest. You see, that's the heart.
Yeah, okay.
And that black area might be some air which has leaked out of the lungs. You can get what's called a pneumothorax. A piece of lung can rupture and send that air into the outside. And when that happens, it's trapped between the wall of the chest and the lungs. As the cat breathes in, it can pump more air out through the hole, and eventually the air can crush the lungs.
Oh my goodness.
So it can be life-threatening.
Right, okay.
A limb fracture in general is not a life-threatening event.
But the pneumothorax might be.
That's right.
Okay.
Everything depends on the chest.
Noel can't operate until Jazz's lungs have been checked.
I need a CT scan of the chest, Rad's chest and abdomen, Rad's femur.
It was a real shock. If it's in Jazz's best interests that he lets her go, then that's what will have to happen. And we just have to come to terms with it. It'll be very tough because she's not 2 yet. We've really barely had her, although I can't really remember life before her.
In Oxted, Jazz plays an important role in Sarah's busy family life.
I'd heard a lot about animals helping children with emotional regulation, and self-control and just helping them kind of calm. Some of my children have special needs, so we decided we'd have a kitten, and that was Jazz.
A therapy cat can help you when you're emotional or when you're feeling stressed about something. She's just like that cat that can sense things, and that's quite cool.
Jazz is particularly close to 11-year-old daughter, Hope.
When Hope's feeling really agitated, she'll scoop Jazz up and go off to her bedroom with her, and I can hear her talking to her, and I know that's part of Hope, just bringing that emotional outburst back in check.
I think the best thing about having Jazz is when she comes and cuddles me and kisses me. It just calms me down. She's just clever.
It's a bit upset.
I don't blame her. Yeah, no, I know. It's fine.
Noel is checking the damage to Jazz's lungs before he treats her shattered leg.
It's really important to examine the entire animal, to be vigilant, because it's that other condition that could be life-threatening. And if you miss that, it could be the difference between life and death.
1, 2, 3. Everyone's coming forward. There we go.
The CT results are sent straight through to Noel and senior surgeon Porrick.
What do you think?
She's got a pneumothorax. She's evidently had that since the point of injury. She's got a right cranial lung lobe collapse.
The results confirm what Noel suspected. The pressure is mounting on Jazz's lungs.
In a pneumothorax, if you don't drain out the air, the lungs will get squashed and squashed and squashed as the air escapes and collects. And then eventually the patient won't be able to breathe anymore.
The team quickly insert a needle to try to drain the air from Jazz's chest.
You're getting any resistance? Was she oxygenating all right?
42 from the left, 27 from the right.
Her lungs are stable, but air may continue to leak through the puncture until it heals. Now Noel needs to decide if it's safe enough to operate on her fractured leg.
The cat's going to feel a lot better if her femur's not sticking out through her skin. I think stabilise her femur, make her feel better about the world.
Yeah. All right. Right, we need to rock and roll. Let's get all the kit ready over there, Melissa.
You got it.
Let's go to theatre as quick as we can. So the objective is to get in, pull the fragments together, stabilise them and get out as quick as we possibly can to minimise the risk to the chest. Are we ready?
Last night, 2-year-old cat Jazz was hit by a car, causing her lung to puncture and her femur to shatter.
This is a very explosive fracture.
But it's a race against time, as air may continue to leak into the chest cavity, putting pressure on Jazz's lungs. Anaesthetist Enzo and the nursing team are monitoring the situation closely.
So I'm just trying to see how I'm going to put the fracture fragments back together again.
Noel's biggest challenge is realigning the broken pieces of Jazz's femur.
Okay, so I'm going to use this pin to align the fracture segments. I'm going to run it up along the bone here and then stick it out through the top of the femur.
Noel will insert a pin through the canal of the femur. He will stretch Jazz's bone fragments using a distractor mounted on 2 temporary pins. When the bottom part of the bone is aligned with the pin, the distractor is removed. He will attach the largest fragment in place with wire loops. A specially contoured plate is screwed to the side of the bone, bridging gaps left by crumbled fragments. Finally, the pin is broken off, and the combination of plate and pin will support healing.
So we've now driven the pin off the top of the bone. Next thing we're going to do is chop the bottom off the pin so it's no longer sharp.
Noel inserts the pins at opposite ends of the injury site that will fit into the distractor.
As I turn this turnbuckle, it pushes the 2 segments apart. It gives us some space in the middle here to pull the fracture fragments into alignment.
With the segments lined up, Noel secures the largest fragment with wire loops.
And the fragments are back in place again, so far so good. Any problem with the pneumothorax?
Not at the moment.
The plate is precisely contoured and attached using the temporary pins as guides.
It's called a limited contact locking dynamic compression plate, an LCDCP. And that allows me to use two different types of screws in it. One screw compresses the plate against the bone, the other screw locks the plate into the bone. I'm going to check for alignment now and pray that this is right. That's unfortunate. The bottom of the femur is facing too much towards the side, so we have a problem.
The accident has caused some of Jazz's bone to crumble, making it very difficult to align.
I'm going to have to twist the kneecap groove back in a bit, by about 10 degrees.
Noel must get the lower bone segment in proper alignment,
Hold on.
or Jazz's kneecap could dislocate.
So now when we put the kneecap back in, it doesn't slip out. We just need to make sure that the alignment's okay. Which it is. That was tricky. All right, good to go, thank you.
With the operation complete,
Get the x-ray as quick as we can, guys.
it's now critical the team find out whether Jazz's lungs are in danger of further collapse.
What's the chest like? That's not good. Yeah, that's not good. Some more air leaked out of the left lung during the operation, and we can see that right here. That's air around the lung, trapped between the lung and the side of the chest, and the lung is squished down.
Senior surgeon Porrick places a temporary chest drain to relieve the pressure.
We have a little wire that we're going to introduce through a little needle, and then the wire allows us to feed a tube into the chest.
The chest drain will stay in for several days,
Right, Nadine, do you want to get a three-way tap on the end of that, please?
allowing the team to drain air until Jazz's punctured lung can heal.
And then get emptying that chest.
Having put the tube in, much of the air has been sucked out, and the lung is filling all the chest again. That's excellent. He's done a really good job there.
Hello.
Hey Sarah, it's Noel. Jazz is through everything now, but it's certainly been an uphill struggle and much more challenging than I had hoped.
I had no idea today was going to turn out the way it did.
Yeah, it ended up being a long, long journey, much worse than I had thought this morning, but that's life. The night nurses will look after her now and give her lots of cuddles, make sure she's not in pain.
Oh, words can't express how grateful I am, Noel.
Have you seen the puppy?
Yeah, of course I have. Oh yeah, I was ready to take that. I was ready to put that in my car. Right, Laura. Let's hatch a plan. Let's take those dogs.
I've lost some weight. It can go under my top.
Definitely go under your top. Wouldn't get under mine, but yeah. It's a bit small, love.
Sneak a puppy out.
Have you? No.
Noel's next patient, 1-year-old Cocker Spaniel Remy, is keen to make his presence known.
What was that about?
Although Remy is still very young, he already has badly arthritic hips.
He was about 6 months old. He started bunny hopping on his back legs, and you could tell that he was in pain.
He cried if we touched him wrong, so we took him to our local vets and they confirmed what we sort of suspected already.
At home in Berkshire, Remy shares the sofa with older Cocker Spaniel, Milo.
We've always wanted 2 dogs, and we've decided to get another puppy when Milo was 4. And they started looking at litters and then showed me one, and that was it. I just thought, you can't walk away from a puppy.
Remy is just 90% Petra's dog.
Yeah.
He's 10% the rest of us, and probably 9% of that is Milo. And Milo, he's been the best big brother ever.
He seemed like a normal puppy, excited about everything. The only difference really we've noticed was when walking, he would sit down a lot or lie down even.
From about 3 months to about 9 months old, he became more and more nervous and didn't wag his tail and just wasn't enjoying life, basically.
The day we picked him up, he was our responsibility, and we will do everything in our power to make him better.
With both hips badly affected by dysplasia, their family vet has suggested that a double hip replacement may be Remy's best chance for a pain-free life.
Okay, now Remy is 1 year and 1 month. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's got his wiener out already.
Oh, come on.
He's excited about being here. So just please tell me the sequence of events.
We have taken him on holiday to France, to the Alps in the summer, where he did more walking than he would have probably done at home, and we wonder if that might have...
Well, let me stop you there. You didn't cause this, so don't feel bad. This is genetic primarily, so you did not cause it. Let's do a physical exam. Okay, big guy.
Okay.
It's pretty sore, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, buddy, sorry. I'm just going to check the other side. One more test, good boy. Okay, big guy. Okay, I'm sorry about that, Mum. He's quite sore. Our options are we just continue with medicine. He's very young and he'll be on medicine for life.
We just don't want that. We want him to have a normal life.
Femoral head and neck excision is suboptimal. Pelvic osteotomy is not possible because his socket's already filling in. So we need to talk about total hip replacement. Now, broadly speaking, there are two kinds of total hip replacement. One is cemented, where the stem and the cup are put in with cement. And one is uncemented, where the bone grows into the metal. My preference with a dog this young, if we can, is to use uncemented.
My son had osteosarcoma, so I'd much rather uncemented.
Oh,
We've
you
been
did.
all through it.
Right.
He's through it all now.
Where
But
did he have bone cancer?
He had it from his tibia above his knee.
Oh,
and he's
so he
still
had
got
a knee
metal now.
replaced. How old is he now?
23, he had it
Oh,
at
wow.
11, so we want him to have a full life, and we know that without the cement, it will bond and be good for a long time.
Wow, that's quite an extraordinary experience to have gone through. So our objective is to try and put a new cup in with a plastic liner. And the surface on the cup is a trabecular metal, which is titanium, and that honeycomb mesh is like bone, so the bone should grow into it.
So once it's fitted, this will stay for...
In 12 weeks, if that's solid, it should remain solid forever.
That's brilliant.
The potential complications in the post-operative period are, because we're stretching that into a new position, we could stretch the nerve, and you may get a temporary nerve palsy. Problem two is, even though we tighten up the muscles at the time that we do the operation, it could subsequently get to a situation where it dislocates because the muscles loosen further, in which case we would go back in and put a longer neck length on. And then the third risk is mechanical loosening of the implants. Then over time, infection could happen, but that's incredibly rare with hip replacements.
That was what worried us. Yeah.
All right, big fella.
Yeah, he's got
A big cuddle with me then. He's like a big cuddly bear, isn't he?
He is. He just sits like that for hours.
He's so soft, isn't he? So give him a kiss and I'll take him. All right.
Good luck, you.
Okay, big fella. All right, I'll be right back. Okay. Here's a friend for you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys. I know it's traumatic. It's all right. It's all right. We'll get there. We'll get there. Well, hip replacement is one of those things that brings me intense joy because you have a dog that's in extreme pain and a dog in no pain in 3 weeks. It's a fantastic op from that perspective. All right, guys. God bless.
I was so scared coming here. I feel so reassured now speaking to Noel. He was excellent. He was reassuring, he was good with Remy, and I just know he's in best hands.
It's been 3 days since therapy dog Olive had spinal surgery.
All right, sweetheart. How you doing?
Noel has come to check on her.
Hi, Booper.
To see how she's recovering.
Hi, missus. Good girl. Oh, let's see what you got. So the main thing right now is getting her to stand, which is actually that is stronger. She wasn't able to stand yesterday, but she can't move her legs. As soon as she moves away, the legs just collapse. So it's still early days. I think we'll start bicycle now, missus. Bicycle, bicycle. Good girl.
It's too early to tell if Olive will ever walk again.
I could just hide in here for the rest of the day.
But right now, she's enjoying all the attention she can get.
Basically just, oh, you're putting slime all over my glasses. Too much. Too much.
Remy, the 1-year-old Cocker Spaniel, has been in significant pain with hip dysplasia for most of his short life. Today, he's having the first of 2 hip replacements.
Remy's a challenging size because he's quite a heavy body weight, but with a very small pelvis. We're not going to know until we get in there what we're going to find.
Noel's plan is to replace Remy's worn-out hip socket and head of the femur with a cup and stem implant without using cement, so that the bone will grow around the implants and become a permanent part of Remy's body. First, Noel removes the head of the femur.
As you can see, even though Remy's a very young dog, that red area is where all of the cartilage was worn away. That's bone on the head of the femur, rubbing inside on bone in the socket. And the socket's really shallow. That's a very arthritic socket.
The situation is worse than Noel had hoped. Not only has the cartilage worn away, but the bone is soft, and there may not be enough bone around Remy's socket to seat the implant successfully.
I'm not sure this is going to work.
Noel may have to rethink his plan.
Wipe my head again, please. Thanks. There's not enough bone to cover it. So now we're between a rock and a hard place. We're going to need to get them on the phone.
He needs to consult Andy and Petra straight away.
Hello. Hi, it's Noel here. So I'm in the middle of the operation now. I've got a nurse holding the phone to my ear. So obviously I've hit a snag. And that snag is that there is not very much bone around the socket. So we have a decision to make. Option 1 is that I bail now and go back in with a custom cup that I make in the factory. The problem with that is that we would have to wake up and then you'd have all of the discomfort associated with doing that, when I can in fact put a cemented cup in and have no discomfort very much within a week. Now that'll probably be fine for many years. We don't know if it'll be fine till the end of life. No problem, I'll crack on. Cheers, bye. Right, decision made. I need a 2mm SOP plate and a 2.7 SOP plate, please.
Noel uses a metal plate to reconstruct the worn-out rim of Remy's hip socket. This will prevent the newly implanted cup from slipping out.
Okay, so we can see here where I've put a plate over the top of the socket, like a lintel on a window.
He then uses cement to set the cup in place. Now Noel tries to insert the stem into the femur, but he faces a similar problem here.
Okay, so in every regard, our best laid plans here are going awry. We won't be able to get an uncemented stem in there either, and the reason for that is that the bone is really very dense and the marrow cavity is very small. This is not what I had hoped would happen. You got to be prepared to change your plan depending on what you find. Remy certainly turned out to be much more challenging than I'd hoped.
Is someone free to help me back to kennels, please?
At last, Remy has the first of his new hips.
Oh, he's a good boy.
He'll need at least 6 weeks of rest, confined to a cage, before Noel can operate on his second hip. It's a week since 2-year-old therapy cat Jazz was hit by a car, leaving her with a fractured femur and a collapsed lung.
Hello?
Oh, hi Sarah, it's Noel here.
Hi, how are things?
Good news with Jazz. So the pneumothorax has resolved and we have removed the chest drain.
Oh, that's amazing. What brilliant news, thank you.
Jazz is breathing normally at the moment.
Good.
The other good news is we've checked how the left hind leg is going, and at the moment it's very well indeed.
Oh, that's amazing.
The next day, Sarah is back. along with her daughter Hope, who relies on Jazz for emotional support.
How much more longer?
I don't know. No.
Do you have coffee?
No. You
Yes.
can have a hot chocolate
Or a coffee.
or a water.
Or a latte.
No, or a
I
water.
always have lattes. Have a double espresso.
No.
Hi guys, sorry.
Hi.
Hello, how are you? What's your name?
Hi.
Have you seen some x-ray pictures before, Hope?
Yeah.
What have you seen an x-ray of?
My leg.
What happened to your leg?
I hurt it.
Did you? Was it broken?
No.
Good. Well, this one certainly was broken. So that is what the leg looked like. So what I did was I lined everything up along a rod
Wow.
and
Goodness.
reattached the bottom bit.
Yeah.
Look at that.
On the side view, this is what we've got.
Oh, my goodness.
So you can see here, this is straight,
Yeah.
and the kneecap is here,
Yes, okay.
and everything is looking fine. So at the moment, Jazzy thinks that everything is fixed.
Good.
But of course, everything isn't fixed yet because it hasn't healed yet.
Mhm.
And how long do you think that's going to take?
10 weeks.
Very good. Have you been reading your books? That's very good. Well, it takes 6 weeks for the initial callus to get put down. And then that fibrous tissue converts into bone by a process called ossification. We expect to see that by week 10, but it should be relatively stable by week 6 if everything's going according to plan. The second thing that was wrong was she had punctures her lung. That's lung, that's air outside the lung. And the lung is pushed down, so we had to put a special drain in, and this is the picture we were hoping for, which is lungs filled up on both sides.
Yes.
Jazz will need plenty of rest in order to recover.
Now, who's here, Jazzy? There we go. Hello, Mum.
Oh, it's a good girl. Oh, my goodness.
She doesn't like her leg being touched at the moment, okay?
No.
Okay, Jazzy? Take care, guys.
Thank you.
God
Bye-bye.
bless. Bye-bye. Bye.
So she looks much brighter, much happier. She's moving. Oh, it's amazing. And the fact that her leg was such a mess, and Noel's managed to straighten it and align it, and you know, it's incredible, absolutely incredible. So now we've just got to try and make sure it stays that way and she doesn't ruin it by leaping about too soon.
They need to be screwed. I want to cut the nail.
Jess, you're
so annoying.
You're so bossy, Jess.
No, I'm not bossy. He's just a pain in the arse. That's too short, that one.
I'm not bossy. Yeah.
I'm not bossy.
She goes, I'm not bossy. That was too short.
Hey, baby.
After 2 months of being nursed back to health after his first surgery, young Remy is back for his second hip replacement.
It's been 9 weeks of hard work. It's worse than having a new baby. So hard.
I swear I even had that newborn brain. I kept forgetting things. It was just constant, having to remember him. And, it's not been easy. He's hated the fact that he had to be confined to small areas, and he is a puppy, he is an active dog, so the idea of not walking, every morning when I left with that other dog for a walk, he would howl.
Most of his time at home he's been quite depressed, and the last 2 weeks he's got some of his life back because he can walk, he can go in the garden. He's almost better now, and now he's going back and having the second one done, so we feel a bit mean.
Hi, guys. Tell me what's been happening.
His hip seems perfect. He is properly using it,
Right.
but oh my God, it's been hell.
I broke my back 2 weeks ago in a cycle race, so...
You what?
I broke the spinous process, 2 of those off. So
You're not having a great time, are you?
No, it'd be fine in 4 weeks. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But Petra's had to do everything, so it's just like
He's been a bit nightmarish.
he literally, before we brought him here, did not wag his tail ever.
It was always between his legs, so to see it, we were so excited with it.
So he's in half the pain he was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like his first operation, Noel will replace Remy's new hip with a cemented stem and cup.
I'm sorry you have to go through it again. Okay, friends, we all set?
Yep.
You can pick him up, Darby, please.
Okay.
All right, big fella.
Bye-bye, you. Good luck.
Okay.
All right, mate.
See him very soon,
Good boy.
okay?
Thanks.
Good lad.
I feel like the worst mummy in the world, leaving him here.
But hopefully it's all for the best and he's going to be 100% better.
On you go. Go on. Go on. Definitely not working either back leg yet.
Olive is making slow progress since she had spinal surgery 10 days ago.
She's just about able to pull herself up on the legs now. But the big thing is her bladder, and she hasn't really been wanting to pee. And I think part of that is behavioural. She doesn't like the wind and the rain. Do you, missus? No, you don't like the wind and the rain. You just like to be cuddled inside. Yeah.
Noel thinks Olive will recover faster with Laura at home.
I'm here to have a crash course in physio. I don't know whether a urine extraction comes into it, but I'm up for it, and I've bought my gloves. And I'm just here to get my girl.
Here we go. Who's here?
Oh
here?
my
Thank
goodness.
you,
Hang on,
Mrs.
don't stress yourself out. Let's just not.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, I love you too, and I miss
She's
you
back.
so much.
If you just pop her on here, the whole purpose of the physio is to get her feet to talk to her brain.
Okay.
It's just pressing the toes to spread them like so. It's all about stimulating the feet.
Yeah.
And with her bladder, I think she'll pee anyway once she gets home, because she's raring to go. Good girl, Olive. If you tickle her here,
Yeah.
when she's out in the grass, usually she'll pee.
Oh, okay.
Look, she's nearly trying to squat there, and I'm squeezing her bladder and she's peed.
Well done, Al.
All right, Pumpkin, I shall miss you. I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you very much. Thank God, thank you.
Laura has a tough few weeks ahead, but for now, she's pleased to have her friend and partner back.
The team is back on track, the Olive and Laura team. It's been very humbling because I realised that she is my toolbox in my therapy, and I've now got my toolbox back, and also my heart has mended because I felt like it had been wrenched out this last 10 days.
Young Cocker Spaniel Remy has now had both his hips replaced. 2 days after his second operation, and he's back on his feet.
So Remy's doing well. It's going to take him a little while to get over his bunny hopping tendencies because he's been like that for so long. But his leg's working really well, so let's get him home.
The whole family are here to collect him.
Hi guys, how you doing?
We are excited.
Hello fellas. Have we met before? We haven't?
No.
How are you? Nice to see you. Hey mate.
How are you? Right?
Doing? Good. You know, on the left is what we had beforehand, and on the right is what we have now.
I dread to think what the state of his bones would be like if we left it much longer.
Well,
He's only over one.
Yeah, it deteriorates pretty rapidly. Anyway, I'll get him brought in. Okay?
Brilliant.
Come on, mate. Hello. Look who's here. Look who's here, mate.
Hello, baby.
No, look who's here.
Thank
Good.
you so much.
That's it.
So
Well
much.
done. Good job. All right, boys, lovely to meet you.
Thanks.
Lovely to meet you. Take care. Look after yourself.
Oh, we're really happy. We've really missed him. He's just so nice to have someone to play with. Taking him swimming would be really good because he used to love swimming.
It's swimming the main thing, that's what he loves most. So we've got quite a few lakes around where we are because he's not allowed to swim for another 6, 7 or 8 weeks. We'll be all there for that, won't we?
Yeah.
At Sarah's family home in Oxford,
It's amazing. We've got her back.
Jazz can finally come and go as she pleases.
She seems to be growing in strength every day and in confidence, and she's just got so much more life about her again. I think she's forgiven me for putting her in a crate for months.
Well, it was a bit annoying because I never got to cuddle or hold her. But then I was happy because I still had her and still had 4 legs.
It's been a tough time for all of us to get through this. She's really good with the children again.
I have better days when Jazz is more around. She always comes in my room, lays on me or puts her face in my face. It's really lovely.
I appreciate every day that we have with her because we were so close to not having these days.
Just give me a once up and down there for me,
It's
please.
been a tough 3 months for 1-year-old Cocker Spaniel Remy. He's back for his final checkup.
That's cool. So he seems happy.
This
Good.
last week
That's
he's
great.
been absolutely fantastic.
Noel needs to examine the X-ray pictures to check if his second hip replacement is healing well. But the results reveal something unexpected.
Hi guys.
Hello. Good or bad?
The implants are secure, the implants are stable, and the implants are robust, okay? However, you have this dramatic thickening of the left femur by comparison with theirs.
Why has it done that?
Remy's bone has responded unusually to the cement, causing it to thicken.
When you inject cement down into the medullary canal of a femur, obviously you're affecting the blood supply. So every now and then, I will see a disruption of blood supply manifested as a thickening of the periosteum, which is the lining of the bone, which seems to be a biological response in excess of what is normal, okay? Now, there's one risk, and that is if the reaction were to continue at a cellular level over time, it's possible that the cement could get loose.
How would we
Concerned
know
about-
whether it's loose?
He'd go lame.
He'd go lame.
Yeah. In 2 years' time, or 3 years' time, or 6 years' time.
But it could go loose if even without that.
Yes.
So there's nothing.
Absolutely. But at the moment, everything's fine. And he's much happier, and there's nothing I need to do.
Oh, that's brilliant.
We don't need to give any drugs or anything else like that.
That dog is keeping us on outdoors. Hold that. I'm gonna give him a cuddle.
Oh yeah.
Bloody hell.
Hello.
There we are.
Yeah, you're coming back, don't worry.
Come on, baby.
He's can come home. We've just got to keep eye of that. So which one is the left one?
Ten months later, and Andy and Petra are at Remy's favourite spot.
When Remy had his second operation, it didn't go to plan. The bone expanded. We were told that it might cause loosening in the joint at some point. At the moment, it's not caused any problems at all, so it's been perfect.
We are a really active family. We love our walks. All our holidays are outdoors.
Ready,
Together?
steady, go.
Seeing him this happy and so active is incredible. We don't regret anything. We'd do it all over again tomorrow. Would we? Yeah, we would.
You've just got to live each day as it comes, and hopefully he's all right for the rest of his life. But if it isn't, we will just revisit and have it redone. I think you can spend too much time worrying about things and not just live in the moment. So we're happy where we are now, and we'll just deal with that when it comes.
At school in Kent, Laura has a partner back.
So in the practice, obviously, she was looked after beautifully, but it wasn't home. She hadn't actually urinated on her own or had a bowel movement on her own, and we weren't sure if everything was working properly. Getting home really helped her mental state, and it really helped in her physical recovery as well. Brought her home, and the next morning we went out, and within 10 minutes she'd done her first wee, and shortly after that a poo. So that was fantastic. Bearing in mind, we thought she wasn't going to be able to walk again.
And now Olive is ready to return to work.
Lovely. Come on then, darling. All the children, everybody was just so pleased to see her. I mean, they were always lovely children, but they've been very understanding of what she's gone through. They really appreciate her, and their bonds got even better.
We had to be more gentle with Olive because her back's obviously still a bit fragile, but every day she's getting a bit better.
Her lively self is coming out again.
Olive has done so much better than I ever thought she would do. Go! I always cherished moments with her, but they're even better now because I've been given a second chance. I've got my dog back with bells and whistles on.